architects and designers, how are you people doing? I know I have come in for with a video after a very long time. कुछ busy था, बहुत सारे webinars हो रहे थे. आज का जो topic of discussion is that I'll be teaching you and I'll be giving you some pointers about how to create a resume if you're in the architecture or the design industry, and how to make a very effective resume which will help you attract employers, some really good firms, and they will get attracted towards your resume, the way you have built in, the way you have placed your entire profile into that entire resume. I've been getting a lot of messages, a lot of mails from different guys who wanted me to create this video about how to build a resume, a very effective resume which can attract a lot of employers. So इस वीडियो को पूरा देखिए, एंड तक पूरा देखना आपको पड़ेगा, बिकॉज अगर आपने थोड़ा सा भी मिस आउट किया इस वीडियो को, you might be ending up missing out some very valuable points which will help you in creating this resume in and out 100% effective. बहुत सारे पॉइंट है, अगर वो आप पॉइंट्स मिस आउट कर जाएंगे तो आपका रेज्यूमे जो है वो इनकम्प्लीट रहेगा. So watch this video till the end so that you can build up a fantastic resume, attracting a lot of employers, and your chances of getting a job and a good job in a very good firm becomes very high. So अगर आप हमारे चैनल को पहली बार देख रहे हैं, इस वीडियो को पहली बार देख रहे हैं, तो सब्सक्राइब करना बिल्कुल मत भूलिए. Press the bell icon so that you are notified about this video every time when we come up with a very new video in the channel. You will be notified. And if you like this video, don't forget to press the like button. Share this video as much as possible so that it goes to all the viewers who really needs this video. Now, part by part, let us understand that exactly what you need while building a resume. How does a resume start and where from you need to start the resume? So on the very top of your resume, you normally write Curriculam Vitae. Now this is a word that you normally use in place of a resume because it gives it that extra edge of your presenting your profile in front of a professional company. Now where do you start from? You start with your name. If you have a COA registration number, write down the COA registration number, your mobile number, your email ID. These are the first things that you need to highlight, and maybe this is the format in which you can highlight this thing with at least one profile photograph of yours, and should be a dynamic profile photograph of yours. It gives an extra edge to your resume. Second, when you come down of this entire top border, you need to give an aim that you have in life. Now this aim should be something like this: to work in an organization with a learning environment wherein I can practically apply and enhance my knowledge and sharpen my skills, and also make a healthy contribution to the organization. Now this is just one suggestion that I'm giving you. You might have other suggestions that you may like to put in over there on your aims and objectives in your personal view. Now what is the next thing that you need to put in your resume? Work experience. People need to know how much work experience do you have in that particular field. If you're an architect, do you have a 1 year, 2 year or 3 years of experience? This is the first thing that employers want to know. So put in your experience at the very beginning. Now we come to point number 3. Where are you presently working and what is your designation? When you put in these details, you need to make the employer understand that at present, are you a fresher? Have you just graduated from your college? Or are you an architect with 1 year of experience? So that means you must have been working somewhere with some architect or some organization. So you should mention the organization's name. You should also mention the rank in which you are working over there. You're a junior architect, you're an assistant architect. You should mention over there with your present job. After this, you need to also mention if you have worked on certain projects in their firm. So mention the type of projects you are working in. For example, residence of so and so, or maybe institute for so and so, or maybe hotel project for so and so. In this way, whatever project you're working on, please mention that project over there. Second, you need to now put forward the previous job profiles that you have worked in. For freshers, this does not apply because obviously you have not worked anywhere else. For a 1-year graduate also this may not apply, but if you are an architect with 3, 4 or 5 years of experience, you must have worked 1 year or 2 years or 3 years before you are applying for this job. Now over here you should also mention, apart from your present job, what are the other places that you have worked in, the name of the organization, the posts that you have worked in. Do not forget to mention from and till date of your job over there. For example, if you have worked in a particular company from May 2013 till August 2016, you should mention when did you join that firm and when did you leave that firm. This gives a scenario of how much duration you normally work with a firm. Normally organization tends to go ahead with those kind of employees who really give a lot of they commit a lot of stretch to a particular firm when they join the firm. Working with a firm with 3 to 4 to 5 years constantly gives you an extra edge, because the new employers take you very seriously, that wherever you go and work, you are a serious employee because you're giving your time and your dedication to that company for a substantial amount of time. This is very useful. So the more you can create this span in each company, you create better job opportunities in the future. After you're done mentioning all your firms where you have worked in, how much duration you have worked in, now comes the phase of publications. If you are an architect with maybe 4, 5, 6 years of experience, you have done some written material, you have written some blogs, or maybe some articles which has been published in any of the magazines, or maybe a project where you had been mentioned and it had been put forward in any of the magazines. For example, a lot of firms nowadays, what they do is, when their architects are working for a particular project and the project comes as a publication to any of the magazines, the team members' names are also mentioned in the in the details of the publication. So if your name is mentioned with any of the publication, you have the right to also mention those things in your resume. Maybe a snapshot or maybe a small write-up about in which edition you had been mentioned really helps, because that gives again an extra edge to your portfolio or to your resume. Now comes the factor of your qualification. You need to mention your qualification. Now how do you do that? It starts from your highest education. That means if you have done a PhD or you have done a master's, then you should start your labeling your education from that point. So for example, if you have done your master's, mention your master's, where you have done it from, the specialization, which university, marks, from which year to which year. Then comes your bachelor's degree, from which college, university, BArch, which college, university, from which year to which year, and the marks. Mentioning the marks also gives you an extra edge, and it gives value to your resume, because if you are a good student, then that really helps you. Third is you should mention your schooling. So that again comes from where you have done your schooling, and you mention the details as I have just shown. And you can use this format because this is something which I had used and I think it's really useful. You can improvise and create a different format as per your own wish. Post this comes your personal detail. Your personal detail means essentially your name, your address, your marital status, if you are married or not, your passport number. That's again very much necessary, because a lot of company wants to see that you are holding a valid passport or not, because if they want to send you for any of the out of country works, so you have a ready passport with you, that gives you an extra edge. Second, after this, in the personal profile, you should also mention the kind of hobbies that you have. So in any of the hobbies that you were always there in, or any of the sports activity you were there in, or you may be in now also. For example, apart from your profession in architecture, you might love to do something else also, and you can mention that. That also gives that's not bad. Mentioning those points are not at all bad, because employers normally tend to hire dynamic employees, and if you can show that you're really dynamic in nature, that will really help you out. The next part comes about your skill sets. Now over here, when you talk about your skill sets, you should mention things like language, proficiency in which languages, starting like if you know 3 languages, you should normally show a bar, that how much you're proficient with each of the languages. Second are you can also highlight the software skills that you have, so also mention the softwares you're proficient with, and using a bar you can actually create a chart that exactly in which software what is the proficiency level that you have. This also helps the employer gauging your potential and how they can use you in their firm or in their company. Nevertheless, also try to mention a lot of your project photographs in small scales within your resume. It helps you give a color to your resume, as well as it becomes more interesting for the employers to go through your resume, because architecture resume should have some relation with the projects that you're doing, and 1 or 2 photographs of your projects when you're mentioning the project will also help you a lot. Keep that point in mind. And the last point is a declaration, where you normally say that whatever you have mentioned in your resume are very true to your understanding, and if anything is found wrong in the future, you will be held responsible, right? So that's a kind of a declaration which makes it more suitable. If you can add that with your resume, it will give an extra value to your resume. So guys, these are some of the value pointers that I wanted to add, and I wanted to give you people for your resume creation. If you find this really helpful, create your resume using these pointers. And अगर आपको लगता है कि मेरा दिया हुआ सुझाव is the kind of the value pointers I've just given to you is really useful to you, then please share this video amongst your batchmates or your colleagues so that they can get the benefit out of it. And before I end the video, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like the video, share the video as much as as much as possible, I beg your pardon, and do not forget to press the like button, because you will always be notified about our videos. Till then, thank you, take care, be safe, stay home and be safe from this entire pandemic.